Okay, so picture the most the most boring thing in any office meeting room.
Hmm.
For me, it's that white plastic plate on the wall. You know, the one with the sockets. It looks like a light switch's really uninteresting cousin.
Right, the thing you only notice when you can't find it.
Exactly. But today, we're doing a deep dive on one of these,
Hmm.
the Kramer WP-20. And our mission, really, is to see if we can convince you that this dull piece of plastic is actually the brain of a modern smart room
It's so deceptive, isn't it? We're just conditioned to ignore infrastructure like that.
until it breaks.
Yeah, until it breaks. But what the WP-20 is doing, it's a huge shift. We're going from, which cable do I plug in,
Hmm.
to the room just reacting to you.
Okay, before we get too philosophical, let's talk about the feature that really stood out to me. They call it Maestro.
Hmm.
It sounds a bit much for a wall socket, right? Like there's a little conductor living in the drywall.
Well, the name is pretty intentional. Maestro is their room automation system. See, a normal wall plate is just passive. It just passes a signal from A to B.
Sure.
But this thing has logic. It has a brain. It can trigger a whole sequence of events based on a single action.
So walk me through the real-world scenario. I walk into the room, I plug in my laptop's HDMI cable. What happens? Besides, my slides showing up.
Okay, so that active signal you just sent, that's the trigger. The WP-20 detects it and sends out commands. So as your laptop connects,
Mm-hmm.
the overhead lights could dim to 50%, the motorized window shades might lower to cut the glare, and the main projector fires up. All at once.
I see. So it's basically an invisible AV technician.
Precise. And if you think about the economics of that for a second,
You're talking about the time is money argument.
it's very real. I mean, you get 6 executives in a room, and if they spend the first 10 minutes just fumbling with 3 different remotes and light switches.
That's a lot of wasted salary before the meeting even starts.
Right. This little plate just removes all that friction. It idiot-proofs the room.
Let's talk about how the signal actually moves, though. Because this isn't just a really, really long HDMI cable coiled up inside the wall, is it?
No, not at all. A standard HDMI cable would start losing signal quality pretty quickly over that kind of distance. This uses HDBase.
Which is...
What? Exactly. The simple way to think of it is like a superhighway for your AV signals. It lets you send this heavy, uncompressed 4K video over a cheap, standard network cable.
And we're not talking about just a few feet here.
Oh, no. For a full 4K signal, you can go up to 100 meters. That's about 330 feet.
Wow.
And if you drop down to 1080p, it has this ultra mode that pushes it to 180 meters, nearly 600 feet.
You could run the presentation from the parking lot.
Okay.
Okay, but I looked at the face of this thing, and I saw something that I have to admit made me laugh.
Let me guess. The VGA port.
The big blue one.
Ah.
It felt like finding a cassette deck in a Tesla. Why is that still there?
It's an insurance policy. Plain and simple. In the corporate world, legacy tech, it hangs on forever. There is always going to be that one senior partner or that important client who brings a 10-year-old laptop to a meeting.
And if they can't connect, the whole deal could die right there.
Exactly. So Kramer includes the VGA port to make sure the meeting doesn't screech to a halt over a missing adapter. And it has auto switching, so it just detects which one is live and uses it. It's true plug and play.
So practically speaking, how hard is this to install?
It's surprisingly simple. It fits into a standard US 2-gang in-wall box.
2-gang just means a double light switch size, right?
Yeah, that's the one. Any installer knows it. And here's the best part for them. It uses PoE.
Power over Ethernet.
Correct. So the unit doesn't need its own power brick or a dedicated outlet in the wall. It gets its power right through the network cable that's already carrying the signal.
That keeps the installation really clean.
Incredibly clean. No need for an electrician.
Okay, so it's smart, it automates everything, it's easy to install. We have to talk about the price. I'm seeing it listed for over $1,000, maybe discounted to around $900 for a wall plate.
Yeah, that's the hurdle for some people. But you have to separate the form from the function. You're not paying for the plastic.
I'm paying for the brain.
You're paying for the reliability and for that Maestro automation. It's a commercial-grade signal extender and a room controller all in one box. If it saves 5 minutes of technical difficulties from one meeting a week, it pays for itself in a few months.
That's a fair point. It's really the price of not having a messy, frustrating conference room where nothing ever just works.
Exactly. It hides all the complexity in the wall so you can just focus on your presentation.
So to wrap this up, the WP-20 is basically a digital housekeeper for your meeting room.
That's a great way to put it. And, it makes you think about the bigger picture too, where our workspaces are headed.
Right.
Right now, we're looking at a switch that, it controls the room when you plug in a cable. But what happens when these devices get smarter? When they're integrated with, say, AI?
What do you mean?
Well, at what point does the infrastructure stop waiting for our command and start anticipating our needs? Imagine the room setting itself up, not because you plugged in a laptop, but because it saw the meeting on your calendar and sensed you walking down the hall.
Okay, now that's a little bit spooky,
Yeah.
but I can't deny it would be convenient. Something to think about. Thanks for listening to this deep dive.